Good morning folks, it's Saturday morning and I'm just doing a piece which I'm going to call Further Musings on the Ford Mondeo mk3 blower heater, or heater blower, fan, or whatever you want to call it. When I first repaired this some time ago, a new fan to replace this one was 90 quid. The problem I had with mine, which is a problem most other people won't have, is that the brush holder had actually melted. It got so hot it had melted, and I had to bodge that up as best I can. But basically the repair worked, and if you came across one of these motors with this fault, you could fit new brushes and repair it. I can tell you now, I've got a new fan motor sitting here, that the brushes are much longer than this. They in fact are curved round in an arc and are almost an inch long, so you could actually put a much longer brush in and bring the holder right out here, well, right out there anyway, so that would probably cure the problem. As I say, this has lasted a year, but it's finally run down the curtain. And then I made a discovery. You can buy any god's amount of fans with this back on for about 30 quid. 35 quid, 40 quid some of them are, but between 30 and 40 quid, not 90 quid. But you can't buy a fan with this back on, right, which is the climate control module built into the fan, which is a completely separate unit, has nothing to do with the fan, right. And so what I did quite simply was bought the 30 quid fan, pulled the little spring clip out there which releases the wires, and then you have to compress the 3 rubber pillars in those holes down there. You have to compress those 3, lift that back off, put this back on, put the wires back in and push the clip back in, and then just make sure you've got those seated to the point where the rubber is sticking right out of the square hole and the fan is parallel with the base there, and that's it. You've turned a 35 quid fan into a 90 quid fan. So there you go. Now I'm going to mount that on my, well, later next week I'll put it on the car and I'll show you briefly. I think you've seen that before, it's in the other video, you don't need to see that again. But that should now be back to brand new. But I couldn't find any fans advertised that had this fitting on it. So if you, like me, have got a Mondeo with the climate control on it, built into the fan, then don't think you have to buy the expensive fan. You don't. All you do is buy the cheap one and fit the back off yours onto that one. And you get a new motor for 30 quid instead of 90 quid. Okay folks, I shall put that out separately to my normal weekly video. Thanks very much for watching, bye for now.